You can go ahead. No, go ahead.
So we are here today because we are looking at the budget that has been proposed, passed here at the state legislature. We condemn the lack of transparency of this budget, the fact that the people did not have the opportunity to look at the budget closely, to voice their input on the budget, to look at those things that are being cut, those things that are being added, to really look at how it's affecting working people and families across North Carolina and have an input on that. When we talk about democracy, this is certainly not what democracy should look like. We condemn the $900 million in tax reductions that are being made to the wealthy and to the corporations. We feel that those tax cuts that benefit the wealthy and the corporations are certainly going to hurt our communities and our workplaces in the long term. Those things that we need in our communities, those things that we need in our education system, the cost of education is rising here in North Carolina, tuitions. We certainly need to look at making education accessible for those folk who need funds to go to school, to get these jobs that are supposedly coming here, to get those training. We certainly need to look at education and the cost of that and lessen that for people here in North Carolina. Looking at teachers, we certainly supported the action that took place here a couple of weeks ago. We look at all state employees, all people involved, workers involved in the education system, and the need for there to be a cross-the-board raise for all of those workers that is certainly more than what the cost of living raise is. We certainly support the raise to $15 an hour as a minimum wage for workers here in North Carolina. We certainly know the cost of living here, that it would take more than $15 an hour for people to live comfortably here in North Carolina. But certainly that is a step in the right direction, and it needs to go for all workers. So we applaud that, but we also look at the need that workers have for health care, affordable health care, how that's impacted by this $15 raise, what will be taken up in terms of health care costs. Also looking at those expansion, like I said, of healthcare and expansion of Medicaid here in North Carolina. And the affordable housing is also an issue that affects our workers and communities across the state being able to afford to live in the place that you work. So those are some of the things that we are certainly looking at, that we're concerned about, and that we'd like to see a budget, address, and that people have more input, and there be a lot of transparency in the budget here.